Good morning, everybody. Today we're going to take a quick look around my fall garden. I'm located in Montreal, Zone 6 Canadian, according to the government website. So I'm going to show you around, take a quick tour. I have two okra, Clemson spineless okras that I've left for seed. As you can see, the pods have gotten very tall and woody. They've been like this on the plant for about 3 weeks now. I'm just waiting for them to dry so I can collect the seeds for next year. The plants themselves only got about 4 feet tall. I don't know if it's because of our weather. We have had a really hot summer this year, but I'm gonna try again next year and see what happens. These plants are looking very bare because I cut all their leaves so that they wouldn't shade the salad actually. Here we have the snow peas. These are called monster vining snow peas. They can reach about 8 feet tall. They have beautiful red flowers. I don't have any pods yet. These were planted in mid-August here. I'm hoping that we get something before first frost in October. They've started getting diseased at the bottom of the plants. They started with powdery mildew and then it turned into something else. I'm not quite sure what it is, but hopefully we get some pods before it reaches higher on the plant. These are purple Vienna Kohlrabi. They're looking a little bit puny at the moment. I planted them in mid-July, but I left them in the little pods for too long because I was waiting for my tomatoes to finish. I only ripped out my tomatoes in September. Same thing for the beets. They've already done their 70 days, but they're just starting to form bulbs. I actually planted the beets in clusters this year to try it out, so we'll see how that goes. So this is now later during the day. I am going to show you the row of rutabaga that I have. I interplanted these in between my tomatoes, so the ones that had the most sun are the biggest ones. They're in the front. The ones in the back are a little bit late in their development because of the lack of sun. They were shaded, so we can see on this side a little bit better. They are about maybe a centimeter in thickness, maybe a quarter of an inch, half an inch. The one in the back is a lot smaller, as you can see, and also they've been eaten by the slugs a lot. I have been slug hunting at night. Here we have some kale. They're very small. I planted kale in the front of my beds, so I planted them maybe 3 weeks ago at the same time as a salad, and I wish I had done that a bit sooner. So for next year, I would definitely plant the kale sooner. Here I have a patch of carrots. The carrots were also planted in between my tomatoes. So these ones, I have 2 patches of carrots. These are the ones that I planted the earliest, and they are, I feel, a bit smaller than my other patch of carrots that we will see in a bit. You can see that the roots are starting to form. They're getting a bit of thickness, but they could be doing better. So now that they're getting full sun, they should probably recoup. So these are some of the beets that have started thickening. They've started forming a bulb. Hopefully by 2 or 3 weeks, we should start having some baby beets before the weather really cools down. Some more kale. This is the red Russian kale. This is the Superschmeltz Kohlrabi. I will write the name on the video. This is supposed to get very large before it gets woody. So this definitely would become a larger kohlrabi, but I'm gonna wait and see because the days are getting shorter now, so hopefully we have enough sunlight to allow them to grow. And this over here is cabbage. This is supposed to be a variety that also gets very large. It also takes a longer time to grow. I started these all in mid-July, and they've been doing very well ever since I planted them in the ground. So we'll keep track of these. They also have a little bit of slug damage, but not quite a lot. They, I feel like they're a little bit tougher than some of the other things that I have growing. For some reason, the slugs just really like the rutabaga and the bok choy. And here we go, slug damage on the rutabaga. This is my largest rutabaga that I have growing at the moment. This one is probably half an inch in diameter. And I am very excited to actually, hopefully, get very big roots on this. They are planted quite closely with the cabbage, so I might need to thin those down a little bit, but we'll see when that time comes. I have a last standing cherry tomato. This one is called Black Cherry. The clusters are not quite big, so I'm not sure. I'll try it again next year. Maybe the cold weather has also affected it, but I'll try it again one more time, and then if I don't like it, I'm probably not going to grow it again. I have some bok choy seedlings coming up because the slugs ate all of my other bok choy, or almost. These are Red Express cabbage. They were planted in the ground a little bit later than all the other cabbages, so we'll keep an eye on them. These are supposed to be a 60-day variety. Hopefully these will mature if my green cabbages don't. And interplanted with my cabbage is also Purple Vienna Kohlrabi. And here we go. Here is the bok choy that was decimated by the slugs. I came out hunting at night and I've been able to kind of get rid of a few of the slugs, but as you can see, some of the bok choy only have branches. They barely have any leaves on them. Here I have my salad patch. The first one is black-seeded Simpson. It's been growing very well. It's still very small. We're not going to be able to harvest from this yet. The second one, I'm not quite sure what it is. It has a bit of a longer leaf, but this one I had seeds that I saved from 2 years ago that I've been using. And the third one, I will put the name on the screen. It's a deeper red color than the previous one that I just showed. These are still very, very small, so they'll take another maybe 2-3 weeks in the ground. These were planted straight away in the ground, but they'll take maybe another 2-3 weeks. This one is Merveille des 4 saisons. And the one in the back, I'll put the name on the video. These ones were planted in late August. We had a very, very hot summer. Salad was not surviving here, but right now it's doing pretty well. Here is my second carrot patch. So these ones are looking much healthier. It's a little bit patchy, but they've had pretty good germination still. You can also tell that the roots are pretty thick. Don't mind the weeds. So here you see this one is a orange carrot, I think. Let's dig in a bit deeper. Yeah, it's an orange carrot and it's looking pretty good. At this point, I guess it would be maybe baby carrots if you were to harvest, but I'm gonna probably wait a little bit before I try digging one up. I can tell that they're a bit small still. Some of these are planted very closely and then there's some holes, but I'm gonna thin them out by harvesting baby carrots at some point. Here on the other side, I had beans all summer and I've cleared up most of it. I only have a little bit left and I'm going to be planting spinach in here. So this is just a big weedy mess. Some of the beans are still producing. They got some kind of disease, some kind of wilt. I did have bacterial wilt in my cucumbers, so I'm wondering if it's not the same thing. My cucumbers got cucumber beetle damage and the cucumber beetles were definitely spreading bacterial wilt to them. I was using cattle panels to trellis my beans, and what I did when I removed them was I cut the roots so that most of the roots stayed in the ground. That way they can decompose and release back the nitrogen that was fixed in them into the ground. So I'm planning on planting the spinach, which is a very heavy nitrogen feeder, into that space. I have 4 different kinds of spinach. I have Bloomsday Savoy, Monstrueux de Viroflay, a hybrid variety which is called Olympia, and I have a giant Ukrainian variety as well. I planted them last week about mid-September. They are a bit late, but as long as they survive the frost, they will have a head start for the next season in the spring. So I should be getting a bigger harvest of spinach in the spring. That was all for my garden tour today for my little urban garden here in Montreal. Thank you all for watching. See you next time.